I thank my Father for his gifts to me. You thank your Father for his gifts to you. What's good, fam? Today we are going to be studying lesson 123 of A Course in Miracles. Go ahead and pull up to the page. If you don't got the book yet, the PDF is in the description. And let's go ahead and begin. Lesson 123. I thank my Father for his gifts to me. Today, let us be thankful. We have come to gentler pathways and to smoother roads. There is no thought of turning back and no implacable resistance to the truth. A bit of wavering reminds some small objections and a little hesitance, but you can well be grateful for your gains, which are far greater than you realize. A day devoted now to gratitude will add the benefit of some insight into the real extent of all the gains which you have made, the gifts you have received. Be glad today in loving thankfulness. Your Father has not left you to yourself, nor let you wander in the dark alone. Be grateful he has saved you from the self you thought you made to take the place of him and his creation. Give him thanks today. So me and you are being very thankful and grateful today that we have a path back and we are able to come back to this state of mind that is here and now always for us. Just because God created us and we wandered off and created this little ego self-image and we believe that it is who we are, the lacking self, the self that is not good enough, that they are irrelevant compared to these billions of people on the earth. It may appear that they are better than everyone else. If you may believe that that's you at some points and times, whatever it is, whenever you see yourself as an unequal part to the whole, you feel left out in some way, shape, or form, and that is fearful. Although we don't speak these words, that is a form of fear. That is the only reason why people either make themselves appear more because they're afraid or feel less because they are afraid. That all comes from me and you being the ego, that self that we made apart from God. But the means to this state of mind, which is natural, is given to us and it is always here. And we have not really changed anything in reality, although me and you have forgotten from time to time who we are, and we're being this tiny little self that we made who is fearful of the world and everyone and everything in it and is unsure, not clear, is fearful. It is all those insane illusion thoughts that are really not there. That is who we're being from time to time. And although we think that that is who we are, we have really not changed anything to begin with. And let's be glad today and have some gratitude for God that he made me and you and everything and everyone unchangeable. Me and you are unchangeable. We're unalterable. What God created is eternally changeless, meaning although we can believe that we are unlike what God created, we can never change that. So let's be glad that this tiny little self that doesn't know anything and that is afraid and lacking and not enough is not real. Let's be glad that that's just a little conception, an idea in our mind, and we can choose to believe that or obliterate that image forevermore, because it is not necessary when you could be in your power, in your right state of mind, and in your love and joy and happiness and peace right here and now, where God would have us be. And not only where God would have us be, but where we would ourselves prefer to be if we really knew who we really were. Remember, although me and you are here right now in this beautiful state of mind, the people out there in the world, including me and you, when we fall asleep, want what we have right now. But sometimes they look in the wrong places to find it. They look outside of themselves, forgetting that everything outside is a reflection of within, forgetting that what you are seeing outside is letting you know what needs to be forgiven within. So let's go ahead and continue, but let's be glad that God created us changeless and that we cannot really do anything to change who we really are. We can deny it and we can forget it, but whenever we remember and we come back into this remembrance, it is going to be outrageous joy, because who wouldn't be joyous to remember that they are as God created them, and who wouldn't be joyous to realize that their whole life of worry, doubt, and fear and lack and not enoughness was never real to begin with. That's pretty joyous if you ask me. So let's be glad. Give thanks that He has not abandoned you and that His love forever will remain shining on you forever without change. Give thanks as well that you are changeless, for the Son He loves is changeless as Himself. Be grateful you are saved. Be glad you have a function in salvation to fulfill. Be thankful that your value far transcends your meager gifts and petty judgments of the one whom God established as His Son. Today, in gratitude, we lift our hearts above despair and raise our eyes, our thankful eyes, no longer looking downward to the dust, which is where we've been looking. Funny, right? We sing the song of thankfulness today in honor of the self with the capital S, i.e., who we really are, in honor of who we really are, that God has willed to be our true identity in Him. Today, we smile on everyone we see and walk with lightened footsteps as we go to do what is appointed us to do. We do not go alone, and we give thanks that in our solitude a friend has come to speak the saving word of God to us, and thanks to you for listening to him. His word is soundless if it be not heard. In thanking him, the thanks are yours as well, and unheard an unheard message will not save the world. However mighty be the voice that speaks, however loving may the message be that is powerful, because God's voice is always speaking. Me and you are in eternal communication with Source, with our Creator, always. We are never alone, although we think that we are this body from time to time, and we think that because there's not another body around, we are alone, and that is just not true. Me and you have all that is right by our side. We have the voice of our Source right here and now, guiding us on what to go, what to say, and to whom to say it to, and all this guidance that we can ever need and ever want to get us from where we currently are to the next best place to be for ourselves and everybody involved in the situation. Now, sometimes we can't hear that voice for God because we are too busy in our minds. Our minds are too full of chatter, of mindless chatter, of irrelevant chatter, of dialogue that is not of God. It is from the self that we have made, this self that thinks it knows what's in its own best interest, and it thinks that it knows that it has to do this because this is the best way to go. The self that thinks that it's not good enough, the self that doesn't really know what it wants, the self that has conflicting goals. So although it says it wants this thing, it's conflicting with another thing that it wants. This self that is insane and knows nothing, being nothing. That is who we have been listening to, and that is what our minds have been just filled with. And whenever we silence that and we learn how to be at peace internally, where our minds are not going back and forth with meaningless thoughts, then we are able to be more receptive to the communication of who we really are. We do not go alone. Thanks be to you who heard, for you become the messenger who brings his voice with you and lets it echo round and round the world. That's me and you. Thanks to us who heard. Me and you are currently hearing right now. And I'm not talking about hearing with our ears, because 100 other people could be right now with me and you in our conversation, and they could hear, but they're not really understanding what we are discussing. So although I'm speaking words and those words make vibrations that your ears can interpret and you hear this sound, me and you are hearing on a deeper level because we hear more than the words that are being spoken. We actually have true vision in this moment, and we are seeing the truth behind the words that are being spoken and not just the words themselves. So thanks to us who heard. For me and you become the messenger who brings God's voice with us and lets it echo round and round the world. Receive the thanks of God today as you give thanks to Him. powerful. Remember, what you give, you receive, whether that be a gift you give to someone else, whether you give something physical, or whether you give a thought, or whether you are giving something to God, you receive whatever it is that you give. In this case, receive the thanks of God today as you give thanks to Him, for He would offer you the thanks you give, since He receives your gifts in loving gratitude and gives them back 1,000 and 100,000 more than they were given. He will bless your gifts by sharing them with you, and so they grow in power and in strength until they fill the world with gladness and with gratitude. Receive His thanks and offer yours to Him for 15 minutes twice today, one in the evening and one before you go to sleep, and you will realize to whom you offer thanks and whom He thanks as you are thanking Him. This holy half an hour given Him will be returned to you in terms of years for every second. Power to save the world eons more quickly for your thanks to Him. Me and you have to understand how powerful what we are doing here is. Now, remember, because we are not this body and we are spirit, we are eternal. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. Let's just say in this world, someone's average life is they live for approximately, let's just say, 80 years, and that's being generous. Let's just say that that's their average life. Think about 80 years compared to eternity. It would be like a nanosecond, like right before your eyes. It would be an instant. Now, think about how powerful the Course uses this language, saying this holy half an hour given God will be returned to me and you in terms of years for every second. So it kind of gives you, it kind of allows the thought to come up in your mind, like, I wonder how long I have been doing this for. If I am not this body, not only if, but because I am not this body, and it's talking about thousands of years, how many times have we been here back and forth in these bodies that we consistently make for ourselves to experience and to learn what it is that me and you need to forgive. We have cut off thousands of years from our life that because of the work that we're doing here. Now think about it. An instant is that quick. That's how fast our life that me and you are going to live in this world, in these bodies, is going to be. This world only endures an instant, meaning out of eternity, out of who me and you really are, our foreverness, our eternalness, our changelessness. This is nothing. This tiny little body that we think we are, this bank account we think we have, these relationships, all of the things of this world that are seemingly so real, that flood our minds with fear and not enoughness and doubt, are only that. This life is that quick compared to eternity. So really think about that, and it gives you, first of all, less stress, because now you know it's not as serious as we make it out to be. And now, while being in the state of mind forevermore, we can actually enjoy it while we're here, because most people are not really enjoying their lives. Let's just be honest. And let's just be honest that me and you know when we're enjoying it and when we're not. And most likely, most of the time, we have not been enjoying it. We are crowded with insane illusion thoughts unnecessarily. We don't have to. We could be absorbing all the love that is emerging from the ground. We could be absorbing all the love that is emerging and being emitted to us from all around us everywhere we go. Me and you, remember, can be in this state of mind all the time, all day, every day. This love that we are feeling right now is unconditional. Just because we are here having this conversation doesn't mean that we feel this way whenever we are having this conversation or reading this book. This is something that we can feel all the time whenever we are in our right minds, because this is natural. Whenever we feel anything other than amazing like we're feeling right now, then something is up, and that's our key to return back to truth, so that way we are in our power. Me and you being in a state of mind, we are more clear-minded. We exert less unnecessary effort, which means that we have more power to exert in ways that will produce more quicker and powerful results whenever we are flowing that attention wisely and intentionally and deliberately. Most of the time, we want something, but we don't believe that we can have it. And that right there is a split of energy. Because remember, having your mind wholly on one thing is going to make it come about faster and quicker because you are a powerful creator, and your attention focused on one thing and one thing only will have that thing become emass and emass and emass more energy till its physical counterpart is in front of your eyes. We can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. And we can't do that whenever we want something, but we don't believe we can have it because now our attention is going in two different ways. And most of the time, it's going in the direction where we would not prefer if we were actually aware of how powerful our tool is. Now, remember, you can be, do, and have whatever it is that you want because you are all that is. Me and you are here together remembering that we are not this body. Although this body appears limited, which it may be in this world, me and you are much more than this body. And the more and more we practice this state of being, the more we become, the more aware we be throughout our days, the more conscious we become, the more power that we begin to remember. Me and you have so much power. It's all here and now, but we're just flowing it in different directions all the time. Therefore, we have neutral results because we want stuff, but we don't believe we can have it. Therefore, it's just kind of canceling each other out, if you will. But me and you finally becoming more aware of the power that we have and flowing our energy in one direction all the time, and knowing that we can be, do, and have whatever it is that we desire and flow our attention towards the attainment of that which we desire, and we're not thinking about the lack of it, then me and you will be in this world powerful creators. Although we already are, we have not been exercising that power as much as we could be. And the more and more and more we study this here together, and we come to the remembrance of who we really are, and we learn how to direct that power and energy and frequency, vibration, whatever it is that you would like to call that non-physicalness that is right beneath our eyes, although our eyes can't interpret, that is here and now. And it is going to be so amazing whenever we see the results of what that power that me and you hold could do. Remember, we can't use something that we are not aware that it exists. If I walk into a room of a house that I've never been into before and it's dark and there's a light switch right by me, but I don't know that the light switch is there, I can't use that power. Therefore, I'm going to have to pull out my phone and put the flashlight on and use any tiny little source of light that I have in order to see where I'm going. But if I knew there was a light switch right there, turn on the light. Now, that's how our power is. Me and you have this power that's right there, and we're unaware of it. The whole world has this power that's right here, and we're unaware of it. And that does not abolish it. It just means that we are using it in ways that we wouldn't be using it if we knew that it was there. So, a lot of us here are not deliberately thinking thoughts. We are having these mindless thoughts recycled from yesterday, last week, last month, last year, 10 years ago. Who knows how far long we have been still to this day thinking these programmed thoughts that we have learned ever since we first got here in these bodies. And today we are here undoing all that unnecessary mindless chatter because it serves no purpose, and it is causing me and you to flow our energy in multiple different directions, therefore neutralizing the effects that it would have if we were flowing all our attention in one direction. So let's go ahead and thank our Father again for his gifts to us, because they are here, they are present, we have asked, it has been given, and now me and you are learning how to be the recipients of those gifts. Receive his thanks and offer yours to him for 15 minutes twice today. We are going to make sure we make this a priority today, and we do this. Receive his thanks, and you will understand how lovingly he holds you in his mind, how deep and limitless his care for you, how perfect is his gratitude to you. Remember hourly to think of him and give him thanks for everything he gave his son, which is you, that he might rise above the world, remembering his Father and his self, i.e., who we really are. This was a beautiful lesson today that we have discussed and studied together. Now, I do want to say one little thing, and I'm sure that we're aware of this already, but I just want to mention that although the course uses father and son and it uses male terminology, gender does not have any role to play here. This is whenever you understand that you're not this body, you understand that there is no gender, there is no duality, there is oneness. So again, that's pretty self-explanatory and common sense, but I just felt like I should mention that this is just the terminology that was used for these thousands of years before me and you were here, and this is how the course presented this information in a way that would help me and you understand it to the best of our ability. So again, pretty common sense, just thought I should mention. So let's go ahead and thank our Father. Let's go ahead and thank God. Let's go ahead and thank Source. Let's go ahead and thank whatever it is that you would like to call that higher power that you are one with and an extension of, for all of the gifts that are ours that God has given us. Let's go ahead and make sure we do these 15-minute practice periods. One we can do right after we go our separate ways if it works out best in your situation, and one in the evening or before you go to sleep. And let's make sure hourly today we keep this on our minds, even if it's as little as 10 seconds, just giving a quick thanks to our Creator for providing us with everything that we need in this world. The only reason why me and you feel like we're lacking anything is because we are unaware of who we really are. And because me and you are becoming aware of who we really are, then there is no words for that experience, but I'm sure you are here with me now. We are going to leave here in this experience, and whenever we feel like we are diminishing from this state of mind, we're going to come right back here to one another and regain this power, or we are going to go make a song or play some ball or play a video game or write something down, write a book. We're going to do whatever it is that you enjoy to do in this world. Don't take it so seriously. If you have obligations, you are going to have to find a way to regain your power while doing whatever it is that you feel like you need to do in this world, or press pause for a little bit and bring yourself back into the state of enlightenment, because this is the only goal that is our priority for the rest of these days that we're together. Remember, everything works out best when we are in the state of mind, and nothing works out how, or it's always working out, but we can't be the receivers of all that goodness when we are not in the state of mind, because we're simply asleep and not aware of the love that's here. So that is a great place to end it today. I thank my Father, you thank your Father, and me and you thank our Father for the gifts he has given to us. And until tomorrow, I will see you for lesson 124 of A Course in Miracles.